Hello everyone. So welcome you all to the Achieversaddaugcnet platform. This is a part number 2 of Indian logic session that we are discussing. So if you are first time in this channel, please do subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. As well as do not forget to join in our Telegram group as well as respective WhatsApp group if you belong to Telangana, AP and Karnataka set examination. Separate groups are available. Right? And download our Achieversaddaugcnet 24/7 app from the link given in the description as well as in the Play Store. It is available, right? So if you wanted to access to some more extra resources for a free as well as paid courses also there, right? So everybody ready for the part number 2 of Indian logic? Yesterday we covered the Anumana in the previous session. Those who did not watch that one, after completing this one, you can watch that session also. It is available in the live section of this particular YouTube channel. So, and if you are willing to join for our paid courses in Achieversaddaugcnet 24/7 application or the website, for a UGC NET paper 1 and paper 2 commerce, paper 2 management are available. You will get the live and recorded classes in this course, and unit wise PDF will be there, downloadable and printable, and unit wise previous year question as well as PDF with explanation. Unit wise quizzes also will be there with explanation topic wise. Daily concept builder test will be conducted, and free revision course before the examination. We have already added the revision course. You can access to that also before the exam. And CBT test series is available. All these are at a 6 months plus 1 month extra we are giving. 7 months validity will be there, which is required for your JRF. The regular fees are for the both papers. This is a 6,999. For only paper 1, 3,599. For only paper 2, it is 3,999. In this, you are getting extra bonus is that TGSET, APSCET, KSET, paper 1 PYQs you are going to get as a bonus, even paper 2 commerce also. If you want only the classes, theory and PYQ, only classes and quizzes, there is no PDF and all, remaining things are not available. Only classes if you want to access, you can access at these prices in the Revolution course. The course name for only classes is paper 1 plus paper 2, only paper 1, only paper 2 also available. And those who belong to Telangana set examination or AP set, at a set level the coverage has been there in this recorded course, paper 1 and paper 2 commerce. Paper 2 commerce fully in English medium only, and this is a revision course. Paper 1 full length course which is bilingual explanation, but PDF always be in English medium PDFs. So both will be at a 2599. If you want only a single, that is only a paper 1, 1799 will be there. So for any course, if you want to get more information, you can contact on the given number, which is pinned in the chat box, as well as on the screen also you can able to see 2 number. Please approach on the 830-943-1132. On that number, if you can approach, you will get all the details, and if you want a discounted information also, you can ask. Right. So yesterday we covered till the 𝐻𝐵, right? And we have also done the PYQs. This PYQs we have done. Previous year question. So the summary is that if it is Savya Vichara, we say that irrelevant middle term, and if it is Asiddha, we say that unproven middle term, and Badita is an contradictory middle term, and Viruddha is a contrary middle term. That is what the conclusion we have done in yesterday's session. Now, sir, as we discussed, total how many pramanas? How many pramanas are there total? We have Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, Arthapatti, Anupalabdhi, Shabda are the 6 types of pramanas. Right? In that Pratyaksha we have completed, and Anumana including 𝐻𝐵. 𝐻𝐵 also been completed, which is fallacy of the Anumana, fallacy of Hetu. Right? Now we have to complete this 4. I will explain this 4 now, which is Upamana, Arthapatti, Anupalabdhi, Shabda. We are going to cover it now. All right, sir. So, please let us start with a Upamana first. Please do hit a like button if you like the session. Right now I am starting with a Upamana. Upamana, sir. Upamana. Up means similarity, sameness or a similarity. Mana means a knowledge. So mana means a knowledge. We are going to gain the knowledge by comparing the similar thing. Upamana. Up is a similarity, mana means a knowledge, which means a comparison. We are going to gain the knowledge by comparing the things. Right? It is also known as sadrishya. It is also known as sadrishya. What do you mean by sadrishya? Please type in the chat box. Likeness, sameness, resemblance. So this is the distinctive means of knowledge, and this is independent in nature. Why? Sometimes it will be comparable, easy to compare and understand based on your experience. The same comparable things may not be there in the previous. So here, what I feel to compare may not be suitable for you to compare. You think that comparison is wrong, but I think the comparison is correct, because the comparison which I am making is based on my previous knowledge. The comparison which you are making is based on your previous knowledge. So this is, we cannot have a universal proposition as the similar to whatever identical to it is a such knowledge. So in this, the difference is that Anumana and Upamana difference. Anumana is universally applicable, but here Upamana is not universally applicable. Upamana is just an analogy. Analogy means a comparison. Upamana is just only, we are identifying the differences, or we are identifying the similarities between the two things after comparison. That is why it may be true based on my experience, it may be true based on my previous knowledge, it may be false in your previous knowledge. So we cannot outrightly say this is universally applicable. Upamana is not universally applicable. And in Upamana, three main components will be there. Three main components in Upamana. Upameyam, Upamanam, and Samanyar Upamiti. You can look at Upameyam is subject of the knowledge. Upamanam is the object of the knowledge. And Samanya is Upamiti. Samanya is Upamiti, which is attribute. I'll give an example to make you understand. In this Upameyam, which is her face. Sir, what is her face? So I am comparing, if a boy is saying that her face is like a moon in charmingness. Her face, I am comparing a girl face. Your face is same like a moon in charmingness. Her face is a subject, what we are comparing. And with what we are comparing? Object. The moon is object. What is a comparison attribute? Attribute is nothing but an adjective. Adjective, that is charmingness, Samanya or Upamiti. Right? So Upameyam, Upamanam, and Samanya or Upamiti, these are subject, object, as well as attribute, the attribute of the comparison. Simply to say, this is a comparison. Now the famous example which keep on repeating in the examination is, this is a cow which is there in our village or a town, and this is a cow usually there in the forest. Cow in the town or a village, cow in the forest. Now by looking at this, you went to a forest one day and you saw this cow which is there in the forest. The cow which is there in the forest is called Gayal or Gavaya. So you are saying that this Gavaya same like the cow in my village. This Gavaya same like my cow in the village. That's a comparison. Why? You already know that this cow which is there in your village, based on that you are comparing this wild cow with a village cow. That's what an example of Upamana. When I have a previous knowledge, then I can use this. When I don't have a previous knowledge, I cannot compare. According to classical Indian philosophy, The source of knowledge based on cognition of an object, similar to another one which is already known to the cognizer, is also known as. You can see similarity, similar to another one which is already known to the cognizer. Answer will be Upamana, similarity. The source of cognition which similarity is nothing but Upamana. According to classical, this previous question is 2024 June. Now this question is June 2025. Recent examination question. నేను చెప్పేది చెప్తూనే ఉంటా మేడం, మీరు అడిగేది అడగండి. Which of the following instrument of knowledge is defined as a knowledge of relation between a word and its denotation? It is produced by the knowledge of resemblance. Resemblance, likeness, sameness. Similar. Similar. All these are the words to be used in comparison. That is Upamana. Now, sir, that is about Upamana. We have completed with Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana. Now, Arthapatti we are starting. Arthapatti, which is a next Prammana. Sir, Arthapatti. Arthapatti means a postulation. Postulation, we can say imagination. It is also called as an imagination or a supposition or an assumption. Supposition or assumption. That comes under the Arthapatti. So, Artha means significance. Apatti means supposition or imagination, which we also call it as kalpa in a technical language. Kalpa. Right? Supposition or imagination or a kalpa or assumption. Artha means significance. Artha means the significance. So, when I am assuming something based on the some other thing, I'll give an example. Suppose Bhavani is absent in the class today. She might be watching the recording class today. My assumption is that if Bhavani is absent in the class today means she might be watching the recorded class today. That is my imagination or assumption based on the absence of Bhavani today. Right? And Shweta is not eating the daytime, but she is very fat. What is our assumption? She might be eating at some other time, that maybe in the night time she may be eating. That is why she is fat. And whenever I see that Chetan is not at all studying in the class, but his performance in the exam is very well, then what is our assumption? He may not be studying in the class, maybe he is studying at a home. This is the assumption that we make. Usually, based on the incidents, one incident, we are assuming the another. Based on the one incident, we are assuming the another. We call it as supposition or the assumption or the kalpa or imagination. Here, if Devdatta is fat, Devdatta does not eat in a day. That is a known thing. Devdatta does not eat in a day. Then the assumption is that Devdatta might be eating in the night time. The known thing is that Devdatta does not eat in a day. Maybe assumption is that Devdatta eats in the night time. This is the assumption that we make. It is comes under the Arthapatti or a postulation or a imagination. Answer the question please. Somdatta instead of Devdatta now replaced with a Somdatta. Somdatta, who is never seen eating during a daytime, constantly gaining a weight. Therefore, she must be eating in the night time. So, which of the knowledge is being used here? Postulation, which is also called as an Arthapatti. A university student never seen to be writing or reading during a daytime, but she is always submit her assignment in a time. Therefore, one can conclude that she must be studying and writing during a night time. So, according to Mimamsa, which of the pramana used in the above argument? Answer is that option number 2, Arthapatti. Arthapatti. Why? Assumption based on that she never find that reading or writing, but she is submitting on time means she might be doing or studying at a home or a night time. Another assumption. Anil participation in the class is indifferent. Her parents do not find him to be active either, but his performance in the exam is good to outstanding performance is there. Then we assume that he might be studying privately. So what kind of pramana we used here? What kind of pramana we used here? It is Arthapatti, that is implication. Alive Devdatta is either in his house or elsewhere. What ikkada ledu. Alive Devdatta is not in house, therefore he must be somewhere else. He must be somewhere else. He must be somewhere else. It is answer 4. Fat Krishnadatta eats during a day or night. Fat Krishnadatta does not eat during a day. Therefore, fat Krishnadatta eat during a night. Which is an example in this. In this example, what type of inference has been used? Again, Arthapatti. Right. Now, sir, we have done with a Pratyaksha, Anumana and Upamana as well as Arthapatti we completed. Now we have only left over Anupalabdhi and Shabda left over. Out of the 6 pramanas, 4 completed. Anupalabdhi now we are doing. We are doing Anupalabdhi. Anupalabdhi. Look at Anupalabdhi which is non-apprehension. Anupalabdhi which is non-apprehension. Right? So, Anupalabdhi literally means a non-apprehension or non-existence. Sir, you went to one classroom, nobody there in the classroom. only benches or only tables available. Nobody available in the class. So when you are identifying non-existence of something, there is no one in this room. I am identifying the absence. There is no one in this class. I am identifying the absence. When we are identifying or when we are gaining a knowledge of something which is non-existent, we call that as Anupalabdhi. Sir, here Sadrupa and Asadrupa are two things. Sadrupa means presence, which is Upalabdhi, and absence means Anupalabdhi, which is Asadrupa means Anupalabdhi. So there is a jug in the room, there is a computer in this room. That is Upalabdhi, which is we are talking about presence. There is no computer in this room, there is no person in this room. When we say no or non-existence, or when we are recognizing the absence, we call it as Anupalabdhi. We call it as Anupalabdhi. Right? So we call it as Anupalabdhi. In this, Anu means none, Upalabdhi means availability. So non-availability is called Anupalabdhi. Non-availability is called Anupalabdhi. Right? The meaning of that is simply Anupalabdhi. Anupalabdhi doesn't have any much elaboration is required. Simply one more Anumana completed, one more Prammana completed, that is Anupalabdhi. When we are recognizing the absence of something is called Anupalabdhi. I'll give you one question, after that I'll come to this point. Sir, in the context of Anupalabdhi, which of the following statement is incorrect statement? January 2025 question it is. The jar will exist represents Pragbhava. Okay, I think this is also related to Pragbhava, Anyonya Bhava. I think I'll discuss that point. First I'll discuss all these types of Anupalabdhi. Look at, sir. So non-existence is called Abhava. Basically, the non-existence is called what? Abhava. Bhava means existence, Abhava means non-existence. This is also called Anupalabdhi. Anupalabdhi. Now, if you see, this non-existence Abhava is divided or classified into two categories. Sansarga Abhava, Sansarga Abhava and Anyonya Abhava. Sansarga Abhava means co-relational non-existence. Co-relational non-existence is Sansarga Bhava. Anyonya Bhava means mutual non-existence. You will understand everything with example. Please hold on. Sansarga Bhava is a co-relational non-existence. Anyonya Bhava means mutual non-existence. So here, Sansarga Bhava again divide into three categories. Pragbhava and Pradvamsa Bhava and Atyanta Bhava. Dvamsa means destruction. Pradvamsa Bhava, which is subsequent non-existence. Pragbhava, which is prior non-existence. Atyanta Bhava, eternal non-existence. Right? Sansarga Abhava is correlational non-existence. Divide into three categories. Prag Abhava, Pradvamsa Abhava, Atyanta Abhava. Now let us understand from Sansarga Abhava. Abhava means non-existence. Fine. Sansarga Abhava, it states that absence of one entity in another. Absence of one entity in another is called Sansarga Bhava. So symbolically, X is not in Y. X is not in Y. Bhavan is not in class. Simply direct Anupalabdhi is called a Sansarga Bhava. But these are three kinds now. Pragbhava, which is antecedent non-existent, that is prior non-existent. Prior, antecedent means. And Dvamsa Bhava, which is subsequent, later non-existence. Atyanta Bhava, absolute non-existence. Let's see one by one. Pragbhava, Pragbhava, which is antecedent non-existence. Sir, this is one table. Before the carpenter made this table, whether table exists? This is one watch. Before manufacturer has manufactured this, before the manufacturer has made this, is it existed? This is one watch. Before the manufacturer made this, is it exist before the manufacturing? The mobile phone, before the manufacturing, is it exist? The water bottle, before manufacturing, is it exist? It can't. So before manufacturing or before making, how something can exist? When we are recognizing that prior non-existence is called pragbhava. When we are recognizing that prior non-existence is called pragbhava. Right. Dvamsabha means Nalanda University used to be there in the ancient time period. But after the destruction of the Bakhtiyar Khilji, he destructed entire Nalanda University. After the destruction, it is not available, not existed. So means it was previously there, but after the destruction, it was non-existed. So absence of substance after its destruction. Previously it was there, but now it is not there. It used to be there previously, but now it is not there. So when we are saying after the destruction, dvamsa, after the destruction, abhava, non-existence. So once the destruction is done, it is not existed. Next, atyanta abhava, which is absolute non-existence. Atyanta abhava. Yes, for the set examination for paper 1, it will be helpful, madam, even though you are chemical science. For set, not the net. Absolute or atyanta abhava means absence of one thing in another at all the times. Another at all the times. Sir, whether in the moon the heat exists? Not previously, not present, not in the future. Now, previously, never, ever it will exist. Means it is non-existed in the past, present, future also. At all the time it is not there. Heat never be found in the moon. It is not possible. We cannot find a fire inside the water. That is also not possible. So absolute non-existence means neither in the beginning, nor at the end, nor at the present, nor at the previous. Never exist. That is called atyanta, absolute non-existence. Next, one more thing which we call it as anyonya abhava. Anyonya abhava means mutual non-existence. Anyonya abhava means mutual non-existence. Here, X is not in Y. The table is not a horse. The table is not a horse. The horse also not a table. So X is not in Y. Y also not in X. So this is not there in that. That is not there in this. This is not there in that. That is not there in this. That is called anyonya abhava. Anyonya abhava. Is it clear, sir? Three kinds of sansarga abhava, co-relational existence, and anyonya abhava is a mutual non-existence. According to Advaitins, non-existence of the effect in its material cause previous to its coming into existence is known as. Answer please. Yes, sir. Answer is option number 3. That is pragbhava. Pragbhava means prior existence. Before manufacturer is manufacturing the table, table does not exist before. So once it is manufactured, then only it will exist. That is pragbhava. Which of the following is incorrect in the context of Anupalabdhi, non-existence? The jar will exist, will, future, pragbhava. Previously not there, it will. The jar is not a cloth, pradvamsabhava. Air has no color, represent Athyantabhava. A is not in B, represents Anyonya Bhava. Now, what is the answer in this? Okay, answer is option number 2, sir. Why? Sir, the jar is not a cloth. This is absolute non-existence, not dvamsa. Why? The jar will exist, pragbhava. Previously not there, it will be. Future, in future it will be existed. So the jar is not a cloth. This is actually absolute or atyanta bhava. Here the air has no color is atyanta bhava. This is also atyanta bhava. Second example also, but they given as pradvamsa bhava, which is wrong. Incorrect they are asking. Anyonya bhava, atyanta bhava, pragbhava, pradvamsa bhava. Here's horn, there is non-existence of a jar now. This is not that. Temporary absence of a thing. Now how will you match? Is a question. Answer is option number 3. You all are correct. Everybody is in line. Properly you are in line. So here, this is not that, that is not this. Anyonya abhava. Mutual non-existence, which we discussed. Mutual non-existence, right? And atyanta bhava, absolute non-existence. Pragbhava, prior non-existence, like previously not there, it will be there now after making it. That is C will be 4, temporary absence. Pradvamsabhava means there is a non-existence of a jar now. Now it is not there means previously there. That is pradvamsa. This is not that represents. This is not that. Pragbhava, atyantha bhava, anyonya abhava, pradvamsa abhava. One small concept abhava only, but how many questions were repeated? Sir, if you look at John 25, 24, 25, all are repetitive only. So answer here is option number 3, anyonya abhava. Why it is mutual non-existence it is. This is not that, that is not this, which is mutual non-existence, option 3. Now sir, we discuss Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, Arthapatti, Anupalabdhi, 5 pramanas completed. Only left over is Shabda. What do you mean by Shabda? Shabda means a sound or the words. Shabda, which is a words. Also called as a verbal testimony. This is also called as a aptavakyas. So any words which is spoken or given by an experienced person. It is called a verbal testimony. Vakyas are means trustworthy person. They are giving. Apta means experienced person who are giving a vakyas, that is authentic words given from the authentic sources. Authentic words given from the authentic sources are a trustworthy person. Then we believe that words are correct. Suppose if our Puranas, Upanishad, Vedas are saying something, we believe on Vedas, so we accept whatever the words stated in the Vedas. We believe in Puranas, so whatever the words stated in the Puranas, it is correct. We believe like that. Because the trustworthy source it is. Whatever written in the Purana is a trustworthy. Based on the experience only it was written. And it is coming since the ages. That is why we are believing them. So a verbal statement uttered or a written means spoken or a written, mostly by use of words, but it is coming from a trustworthy source where we can able to believe it. Right? Knowledge is important. So Shabda is with authorities of Veda. Shabda is with authorities of Veda. Whatever the words come from there, we treat it as a valid source of knowledge. That is why Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, Shabda are the valid source of knowledge. Arthapatti, Anupalabdhi sometimes may fail. That is why it is invalid source of knowledge. According to the 6 pramanas, the categorization. Now conditions of Shabda, sir. AYST. Conditions of Shabda. Sequence of Shabda we call it as. Shabda Pramana sequence. Like how the Anumana sequence PHUUN. Pratyajina, Hetu, Upamana, Udaran, Upanaya, Nigamana. Same way, Shabda is also having a sequence of proving. That is Akanksha, Yogyata, Sannidhi and Tatparya. What is Akanksha? Mutual expectancy or implication or the words of sentence have one another in order to express a complete sentence. So, if you see Akanksha means a guru or a person who is very trustworthy. Many people have gathered over there. They are eagerly waiting what the guru wanted to say. Because whatever guru say, we trust blindly. We believe them blindly. That is why now we are waiting for his words. Guru started saying, the mutual expectancy is there now what he is going to say, and the guru also will have a excitement what I have to say. The mutual expectancy of the words. And if I read the Vedas, what I am going to get? The expectation from the Vedas scriptures. My expectation. And what Vedas are going to give me, the mutual expectation is called Akanksha. Next, Yogyata. Yogyata means complete fitness of words to convey the sense. At appropriate places, appropriate words you should use. A person passed away. How polite it is. Person has died. Person kicked a bucket. How the meaning is same, but how it is getting uttered. The way I am using the words is making a sense over there. Right now, the way I am using the word is making a sense over there. That is why Yogyata is a fitting of the words. Appropriate, proper usage of the words is required. That is called Yogyata. Next, Sannidhi means when you are speaking, when you are saying something, one word to another word, one sentence to another sentence have the close distance. Some political speeches will be there. Namaskar everyone. Aaj. He will wait for 1 minute. Another 1 minute. Idhar, another 1 minute. If you give that much gap between one word to another word, one sentence to another sentence, obviously people will not even understand what actually you wanted to say. That is why one word to another word, it should be a close proximity, close distance must exist without long interval. Tatparya, what is Tatparya? It consists of intention of the speaker to convey the appropriate meaning. Tatparya means, I asked my mother to bring a 𝐼𝐵 when I am eating. 𝐼𝐵 meaning is two meanings are there. 𝐼𝐵 means a salt. When I am eating, I require a salt. But my mother brought a horse, because 𝐼𝐵 meaning also horse. So Tatparya means with what intention the speaker is saying, the same intention the listener has to understand the word. The intention of the speaker should be understood by the audience. That is called a Tatparya. So AYST, Akanksha, Yogyata, Sannidhi, Tatparya are the four steps of the Shabda Prammana. Shabda Prammana is divided into two, based on the source, based on the object. Based on the source, Vaidika, Laukika. When it is scriptural, that is spoken by the God, divine, or a perfect, extraordinary. So the words which is written in the Vedas, words written in the Puranas, words written in the Gita, words written in the Quran, words written in the Bible, those are the scripture which were written. We take it as a scriptural source, and it does not have any opposite things. It does not have any error, because they are created by like that. So that is Vedas and Puranas is one way. Another way, Laukika, which is human errors are possible. Laukika means our study material, our regular books, regular newspaper may be possible to have a error also. Error may come in this. Laukika, error may come, which is secular source. Next, based on the object, Drastanta, Adrastanta. What do you mean by Drastanta? It includes all the perceptible object. Whatever the words or whatever the things which are coming, when I am able to perceive the things, the table is rectangular in shape. Yes, that word is correct. I can see that the table is in rectangle shape. The saucer is in circle shape. I can see that. So when I am perceiving those things, we call it as Drastanta. Those words are, I can able to perceive directly, to confirm. Imperceptible means I can accept that words, but I cannot perceive that words. Somebody is saying, do charity. Charity is a dharma. I cannot perceive that charity, but I can able to accept, yes, charity means helping to others is a dharma. And truth is noble. I may not able to perceive, but I can able to accept. Truth is noble. Beyond the truth, nothing is there. That is imperceptible object. Both are words only. So this is about Shabda Pramana simply. Now, in the context of sentence meaning relationship, which of the following is referred as an expectancy? Akanksha, Yogyata, Sannidhi, Tatparya are the four-step process. In that, which is giving a meaning of expectancy? Asatti, Akamsa, Yogyata, Tatparya, Gnana. Answer is option 2. Akanksha is expectancy, mutual expectancy. According to verbal testimony, it includes do hit a like button, sir, if you really like our session. Verbal testimony includes Right, answer is option 2. Why it is 2? Words of scripture is there and words of a trustworthy person. These two already been discussed on the basis of source. Which means of pramana involves deriving a knowledge from a linguistic occurrence. Linguistic means language. From a reliable persons. Answer is option number 4, that is Shabda only. According to the Shabda Pramana, which is the correct? For Sankhya, word signifies universal. For Jain, word signifies particular. For Nyaya, which is symbolizes universal. For Vedantis, word similarly means a character of individuals. So here answer is option number 4. Let's try to understand. This is a new point, sir. Please make a note in your notebook. Class of character of an individual. Word means primarily means. Shabda relays on the word testimony of the past, present, reliable expert. Right, Shabda Pramana is basically most reliable expert testimony. That is why here character of an individual. When individuals we are referring the experts who can have a authority to say the authentic words are the expert individuals in this. Upamiti defined as a knowledge of the relation between word and its denotation. Verbal testimony is a statement of a trustworthy person, consists of understanding its meaning. These are the last 3 questions in this pramanas. Upamiti, which is related to Upamana, today's first topic. Upamiti is defined as a knowledge of the relation between a word and its denotation. Word and its denotation. Both are correct. Verbal testimony is a trustworthy person and Upamiti is nothing but a meaning of the word. Above slide show once. This one. It will be given in the PDF, na Savita? You are a paid member only. Next, second question. In order to authenticate the environmental values advocated by our ancestors, scholar cites example from the Vedas. Then, what pramana it is? Verbal testimony, that is Shabda only. What is the sequential order of the comprehensible sentence in Nyaya philosophy? Sequential order. आकांक्षा योग्यता सन्निधि तात्पर्य, the sequence A B D C, option number 2. Perfect. So that's about Indian logic, sir. And there is a one small topic which is left over. If you have a patience, I will complete that. Hold on, sir. Just a hold on. Most important repetitive topic appeared in the recent examination. Sir, sense of organ and their objects. This is somehow unique in nature. I will try to link it as much as possible. So just sense of organs. A type of contact between a sense of organ and the object. According to Buddhist philosophy, Jain philosophy, most important sense of organ is a visual. Eyes, ankh are most important. Right, sir? This is also called as an apratyakari, which is apratyakari, eyes, sense of organ, one of the most important organ according to Buddhist and Jain philosophy. Okay, they did not bother to analyze the type of contact between the sense of organ and their object. But here the point to be understood, all the systems of Hindu philosophical thoughts, they consider all the sense of organ to be apratyakari. Why? Everything is important according to the Hindu philosophical thoughts. But Jainism, Buddhism is saying only eyes are important. But our Hindu philosophical thoughts are saying every sense of organ is important. Right? Every sense of organ is important, which is called pratyakari, and this is apratyakari. Pronunciation is bit difficult. Kindly adjust with the pronunciation, because, and excuse me if I am pronouncing wrong also, because I have not trained for this. These words I have not trained. Only concept I can say. They have opined that issue of the types of contact between the sense of organ and its object, which is called sannikarasa. Sannikarasa. Now in this we have three systems, sir, basic. Four system. One is Nyaya Vaiseshika, and the second is, in the Nyaya Vaiseshika only we have divided into 6 parts or 5 parts will be there for establishing a relationship between the sense of organ and their object. First let us discuss this. Under this Nyaya Vaiseshika, 6 types. Number 1, Samyoga. What do you mean by Samyoga? When a sense of organ and the substantive aspect of an object, which is, there is a mouse here. I can see the mouse with my eyes. So the contact between the sense of organ eyes and the mouse, union, means samyoga. Both are connected. My eyes are connected to this object. My eyes are connected to this mobile object. My eyes are connected to that camera object. That is union of a sense of organ with a substantive object, basically called as samyoga. Samyukta samvaya, which is united inheritance. Sorry. It is a contact between the sense of organ and the attributive or active aspect of the object by virtue of their guna or the actions. Their guna or karma will be there. Guna means their attributes. Action means karma. So based on their character, based on their nature, we are able to recognize it. When the color of a jar is perceived by the eye, which is already in conjunction with a jar. Now this color of a mouse is, it is a mouse. Based on the color, black color, I am recognizing it is a mouse. Based on the white color, I am recognizing that as a CPU. Based on the gold color, I am recognizing this Buddha as a laughing Buddha. Like that, we have based on the direct object, when we recognize it is samyoga. But when we are recognizing an object based on the attribute, that is guna, quality, are the actions, what actions it will perform. With that, when we recognize, we call them as samyukta samvaya. Samyukta samveta samvaya. United inherent inherence. Look at now. When we are identifying the some object with our sense of organ based on the generic aspect of the object, based on the generic aspect. So here we know what is the color of BRS, what is the color of BJP party. What is the color of BJP party? Orange. Orange. So in the election time, whichever the orange comes, we recognize that as a BJP only, because that's a generic nature or generic color, we say. Generic color, right? Generic. So here samyukta samveta samvaya is nothing but when we are recognizing an object based on the general nature. General nature is nothing but the general color that they use, the general thing that they perform. That comes under the samyukta samveta samvaya. Now only samvaya, that is inherence. So contact between the sense of organ and their inherence object, which unites a universal with a particular and substances with an attribute. You can just see a saffron. Okay. Perception of a sound which inheres in the ear cavity. Right. It is inseparable relationship between two entities like a cloth and thread. Can I divide the cloth and thread separately? Then it will not be a cloth. Cloth is called as a cloth because it is made up of thread. Right. Ear is ear because it can hear. It can hear the sound. That is why it is ear. What is the function of this ear? Ear function itself is hearing, the sounding. It can able to sense the sound. So when we can't able to separate two things based on its function, we call it as samvaya, inherence, together, always connected. We can't separate them, inseparable. Samveta samvaya, inherent inherence. A sense of organ has its own inherence in terms of capacity to perceive its objective in a own particular manner. A uniqueness here, a uniqueness will come. Perception of the sound. Sound is a quality of ether, that is atmosphere, and ether is connected to the ear. Ether is connected to the ear. Here sound is a result of inherent connection between the sound quality and the substance which is there in the atmosphere. So sir, samveta samvaya means inherent inherence, capacity to perceive the particular objective in its own way. How can I get the sound? Sir, first of all, if I am speaking here, how are you able to hear the sound? My speech is going into the camera, it is captured by the microphone and it is reaching via network in the atmosphere to you, then only it is coming to your ear. Is it or not? This is a specific way. The specific way is there, then only it is reaching to you. Otherwise it cannot. So they are having their own particular manner of perceiving that thing. So perceiving that objective is having, the perceiving that object is having specific methodology or specific process to have its in a own particular manner. Next, Visheshanatmabhava. Visheshanatmabhava, which is absence of qualification. There is no contact between the sense of organ and its object on the account of absence. Suppose when we are recognizing the absence, there is nobody in this room. That is basically, this is Visheshatmanabhava means Anupalabdhi, we can say. Anupalabdhi type. Alright sir. Here non-existence of a thing through particularization of this spot where the thing could occupy on the earth. We are perceiving something, non-existence of a thing. Now sir, when we said with the eyes, we recognize the object directly, samyoga. Samyukta Samvaya, which is a united. We recognize the object based on the quality and the actions. That is Samyukta Samvaya. Samyukta Samveta Samvaya, we recognized with our sense of organ and based on the general nature of object. Based on the general nature, when we recognize Samyukta Samveta Samvaya. Only Samyukta Samvaya means based on the quality and the action, karma. Samvaya means when we can't able to separate two things, inseparable, then it is Samvaya. Samveta Samvaya means based on its own particularation, based on its own or a particular manner when we are able to recognize with our sense of organ. Next, Visheshatma Bhava means non-existence. A substance pot, these are all comes under the Sannikarasa. Sannikarasa. So when a pot is perceived through the contact of a particular sense with a substance is known as. Direct, we are able to recognize directly. Pot is perceived through contact of a sense, that is with eyes you can able to recognize, then it is Samyoga. Particular sense, this is a particular sense is nothing but sense of organ. When we have a particular manner, sir, wait, I think you confused here. Particular manner having its own process, then we can say it is Samyukta Samvaya. That is here. Particular manner, when we say particular manner, the way we can get that sound, it has to go into the mic, then it comes to your speaker, then only your ears can be hearing that. Universal soundness, Sabdatva, inherent in sound, is perceived through. Universal means generic in nature, na? Generic. Answer, what is the answer given? Option number 2, that is Samveta Samvaya. Samveta, universal soundness inherent in sound is through, is perceived through. Samveta Samvaya. In Samveta Samvaya, we have taken the example of sound only actually. Sound is coming to you in a particular manner. It will go into the atmosphere, then atmosphere will be giving it to you like that. Samveta Samvaya is there. But when we say the universal nature, generic, if we say, then option 3 should come. But answer is given as option 2 only. Sir, better you can just remember like this. Sound is there in the universal, sound is there in the universe, but in a particular manner it is there. This particular manner is everywhere common. The particular manner, sound is coming in this manner, na? Wherever the sound is there, it will go in this similar manner only. In that way, Samveta Samvaya. But when we are able to recognize certain object, sound is not object, na? So here, on that case, option 2 can be accepted. Right, sir? And you remember this is the first case, right? Out of the all Hindu school of thought, sense of organ, first Nyaya Vaiseshika related philosophy we have seen. Other philosophies, if you see, Sankhya Yoga philosophy, Samyoga, Samyukta, Tadmatya, so Tadmatya, Samyukta, Tadmatya, only Tadmatya. Next, Prabhakara school of Mimamsa, Samyoga, Samyukta Samvaya. Kumarila Mimamsa, Samyoga, Samyukta Samvaya, Sameta. Shankara Advaita Vedanta, all these 6, Ramanuja Vedanta, and Madhva Vedanta. Unable to remember the name, need to practice it more and more. So finally, we discussed only this as the questions are asked only from Nyaya. Samyukta, Samyukta Samvaya, Samyukta Samveta Samvaya, Samvaya, Samveta Samvaya, Visheshatana Bhava. Right, remaining all you can just have a glance whether you will be able to remember or not later, because one time only, 2 times this question asked in January 25, I think 25, in the same examination it got asked. Okay, this is extra topics, sir, that I have taken. Remaining all are general topics only. This one question which was not covered, I think some are asking me to repeat. Yesterday I got a message from the paid member. Vedanta treatment of the concept manas considered as the following. Given answer is option 2, sir. C. Manas is not a sense of organ, because manas is inner sense. It is not a sense of organ. And E. Manas is a function of antakarana. Antakarana means self. I'll show here. ఆవిడకి ఎవరైనా చెప్పండి అమ్మా, నేను ఆల్రెడీ ఆన్సర్ ఇచ్చాను బట్ మళ్ళీ వచ్చినట్టుంది, మధ్యలో వెళ్ళి ఇప్పుడు వచ్చినట్టుంది. అదే ప్రాబ్లం వీళ్ళతో. యూ కెన్ జస్ట్ సీ హియర్. Inner sense, which is mansa, this is also called antakarana. Self consciousness, cognitive, mind, pain, desire, danger. Mansa is nothing but an inner sense. All right, now based on that you can answer this similar question. According to Vedanta, which of the following are correct? Which of the following are correct? So answer here also, answer is given as an option 2, BC. Perception of external object, manas goes out to the object. Sorry. Perception of external object. External object, actually we require a 5 sense of organ, that is eyes, ears, tongue, skin, all these 5 sense of organ. Nose sense of organ will be requiring for recognizing the external object. But for internal, inner sense, for external, manas will be out. Manas is the inner sense now, that is why it will be goes out of the object. And see, on reaching the object, antakarana is identified with it. So to reach that, your inner sense will be working. Your inner sense will be working to reach out an object to recognize. For recognition, it will be taking time. And E, in perception, manas goes out to the external object through the senses. So via senses only you will use your inner sense. First the senses will be acting, Jnanendriyas will be acting active, later it will be manas, inner sense will be active. Edaina, like anything which we perceive first, later we can able to go with our mind and our thought process. Right, so that's about it, sir. This is completion of a logical reasoning and Indian logic. %90 questions were within the coverage only, but there were questions like you have seen now, the types of Nyaya Vaiseshika. Sometimes those type of question may come and it will confuse you. So you should be very careful with it. If you like the session, please do hit a like button and share with your friends. Do join in our Telegram group. And if you want to take our courses with respect to UGC NET December 25 complete course, already 5 units completed, but you can able to watch everything from the day one. You have a access of 7 months. If not in December, still the course will be accessible in your courses only till the 7 months. You can prepare for the further examination. And if you want only classes, Revolution is available. And TG and APSET students for the paper 1 bilingual classes but PDF in English, paper 2 crash course only commerce in English medium, it will be available. Both combo 2599 and individual it is 1799. For enquiries, you can follow on the given number. WhatsApp on the screen, it is visible on my top, on my head. The first number is there and second number, you can approach on the first number for the immediate reply. Thank you so much. Bye to all. Have a great day.